Hi, and welcome to Noise Vortex. Today I'm coming to you from along the river Bode in the Harz National Park in the north of Germany. I was actually going to come to you from the top of the highest mountain in the north of Germany, the Mount Brocken, with an elevation of 1,141 meters, but in this video I want to talk to you about a recent album release, as well as what's been going on with the channel recently. Once again, it's been a few months since the last video came out, and I wasn't intending for the wait to be this long, but I want to tell you that I've been anything but inactive in the time since. But first, let's talk about the new album Atropos by Vouna. Vouna is the solo project of multi-instrumentalist Yianna Bekris, of Eigenlicht and Vradiazei, in which she explores a mix of atmospheric black metal and funeral doom. And this is the second album by the project following its 2018 self-titled debut. The self-titled album was recorded in Owl Lodge Studios and released on Artemisia Records, both of which are strongly associated with the Weaver brothers of Wolves in the Throne Room. Vouna has also been likened to Wolves in the Throne Room, both due to the involvement of the Weaver brothers as well as the band's naturalistic themes. Bekris herself sees her inspiration in the greats of doom, such as Skepticism, My Dying Bride, and Shape of Despair. Personally, I would even go as far as to say that I can hear some Ruins of Beverist, Dead Can Dance, Mizmor, and even Anna von Hauswolf on here. Because indeed, Atropos is an album of many faces, and those of you who've watched my wording video might already have an idea what it is about this album that fascinates me. On here, it's clear that Bekris has a deep appreciation for funeral doom, but also has her own vision for the genre, influenced by her musical roots and her Greek heritage. The album opens with Highest Mountain and some introspective harp notes that actually remind me of one of my favorite piano pieces. From here, the guitars fade in and Bekris' delicate and ethereal vocals make their entrance. The harp continues along the heavy steps of a classic doom rhythm as Bekris keeps introducing new vocal layers. What follows is a proper atmo-black moment that comes crashing down into another doom section filled with rich guitar solos and synthesizers. And in the second half of the song, these chanting vocals make their return, accompanied by synth tapestries as the song slowly mellows out. After a moment of silence, the next track, Vanish, makes its entrance with these large, booming drums that actually sound like something out of a 70s mythology movie or something like that. The following psychedelic guitars and the mid-paced doom march here remind me of something you would hear on a Ruins of Beverist album. And even further into the track, we have these soaring synthesizers and vocal layers that really sound like something you could expect on a Anna von Hauswolf record, for example. Which is not to say that this album sounds derivative at all. Bekris channels all of these influences into these huge, impressive doom compositions. Because except for a short acoustic guitar interlude on here, all of the tracks are at least 9 minutes long. Most of them even hover around the 15-minute mark. After the interlude, Grey Sky impresses with its songwriting and how it applies the contrast between atmospheric black metal and doom metal here. Connected by a prominent synth motif, the song first journeys into despair before it transitions into a black metal section that brings a soft relief with its walls of tremolo guitars and slow blast beats. Album closer, What Once Was, somewhat continues this segment but also presents itself as the most musically intense song on this album. What makes Atropos such an outstanding doom metal album is the bold marriage of influences and boundary-pushing ideas on here. Even something seemingly minor like tempo shifts or dynamic song structures are something that seems underutilized in purist doom approaches. I mentioned in my wording video that I think doom metal is a genre that holds a lot of untapped potential, and I think this is another album that pays testament to that. Despite that, Atropos isn't avant-garde or anything of the kind. In fact, it celebrates and subscribes to the values of the genre. This album was a huge step forward from the band's debut album, and I'm really excited to see where Bekris will take the project in the future. And now, for the second point on my to-do list here, the channel update. As I already said at the beginning of the video, a few months have once again passed since the last video, and that wasn't my intention at all. In fact, I actually wanted to put out more content, and I still have a lot of ideas for videos that I want to show to you guys. It's just that the video I chose to make first is the one that is also the most research and work intensive. So for the last few months I've been working on a larger, more in-depth video for an album I've been meaning to talk about for a while, and I'll leave you guys with a hint, it's for a band that I've featured on the channel before. In addition to that, and without saying too much, over the last few months I've also just haven't always put in the time that I could have, or didn't put in all the effort that I could, due to what's been going on in my life, and after this much needed vacation I'm taking right now, I'm excited to be able to bring some more content to you guys. So what's the plan from here? For now I wanted to give you guys a life sign and also use the chance to talk about an album that I've been enjoying recently. More content should be ready soon, and past that I have even more stuff I want to show to you guys, and while it will be less work intensive, I'm nonetheless very excited about it. And that's it from me. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. If you do, remember to hit the bell so you get notified about new videos as they come out. Over here right next to me you can find more content from the channel. Thank you very much for watching, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.